up. See? We didn't even get no intro music. You see that?
No intro just popped on.
We just pop on up. What's up, y'all? And welcome to the I know. Welcome to the Aging Potheads. I am Big Brother Boss, aka the Funky Monkey, and with me, as always, is the beautiful Miss Candy with an X. Y'all go ahead and share this out to your friends. We are here every day every Wednesday about 7-ish. And man, it's been a week. So let's go ahead, grab your blunt, share the posts. Share the live, and let's go ahead here. And I gotta get my share out. I don't even know what I'll be doing.
I gotta buy another hard drive for my laptop.
Oh man.
My laptop. I think Tony was supposed to do it for me a while ago, but Tony told me to and I forgot or something.
Right on.
And wait, who was supposed to do what?
I said I forgot. You told me about the hard drive for my my laptop years ago. I still ain't done it.
All right, y'all. Like we always do at the beginning of our show, let's go ahead and get the blaze going. Hope this lighter work, old red ass lighter.
Not you gripping on the lighter.
I grip on everything.
Not you gripping on the lighter.
Yeah. Man.
Oh, flu ass lighter. No.
Exactly. Always tripping off this shit. Look at me. I done took a hit and it just got all up in my throat.
She had me laughing and I started choking.
Yeah. So wow.
Get it out.
Breathe.
But y'all, man. Yeah, I got the breath in. Let us know what you're smoking in the comments. Tonight I am smoking on Cara Cara or Syrah. I don't know what it is, but it is a hybrid. Runs about 50-50, but I'm actually getting more sativa from this strain. I've never heard of it before. This is my first time here having it. My girlfriend's daughter got some, brought it to me, so I was trying it out. Smoke's pretty good. It's a pretty smooth smoke. The high, and I gave it 4.5 blunts because at first I thought, I gave it 4 blunts. This is probably why. First, I thought it wasn't gonna work.
I thought you messed me up for a minute, bro. Or I messed up. Like, wow.
No worries, because I could have gave it 4 and 4.5. It don't matter, because it's the same downside to it is that I had thought it wasn't gonna work, but then it sort of hits you, and then it keeps you up high for a while. It's a very nice smoke, very smooth smoke. I wouldn't recommend it for beginners because I would believe the way this acts is that the beginners will keep smoking, and I would fear they would over medicate. And if anybody ever seen a new smoker, when they get too high, they think they're gonna die. This is like their first time trying drugs, and they just
what they call it? Don't they call it like a green out or something? Or when they when they're too high? Call it green out or something like that.
I don't know what it's called, but is that where you go sober and you take forever to get high again? Because I've done that once.
Probably, yeah.
Probably,
I literally felt sober.
Never get high again. That's how edibles make you feel. Like edibles, certain kinds of edibles. Like you never really know the dosage exactly or how it's
with edibles, that's the only time I felt like that's the only time I felt like I had had way smoked too much, because it comes on and you're like, hey, it's hitting hard. It's like, oh, this is nice. And the next thing you know, it's like it keeps going. It's like, wait a minute now.
It keeps going. Like, oh, okay, like what is going
on? No, wait a minute.
What's going on with my heart? Like my heart.
Yeah, and it's just crazy, y'all. The strain of the week this week, in a Halloween theme, is Ghost OG Kush, which is to me an indica dominant hybrid. Ghost OG Kush is probably one of the more well-known brands. I mean, well-known strains. You should catch it in almost every dispensary out here in town. It's normally on the low to mid tier. I have never seen it on the high tier. I would suggest you get it on the mid tier right after harvest in October, between October and say like January or February. You get it in the summer. I don't think it's as strong, just the way it grows. I know I'm getting into the science of the stuff, y'all, but I've been doing some reading this week, so just bear with me here. Ghost OG Kush is a good hybrid for all levels of smokers. It does have some sedative effects as well as some painkilling effects. It also reduces anxiety, but also note that it does push up your paranoia. But in my opinion, when you have anxiety and paranoia on the same thing, they sort of cancel each other out. Because most of the time, it's your paranoia that causes the anxiety. So if the weed is working, you're just gonna be like, get that fuck it in your system. You're gonna be good. Go ahead, Tony.
I have a question for you since you're bringing that up. So I have this Jack Herrera that I got last week or so.
Jack Herrera,
yeah, as you know, it's a sativa. What is it in a sativa that? Because not all sativas do this to me, but I held on to this jar just because this one shot my anxiety through the roof. My heart was beating fast. It was not good.
Yeah,
but I was super fucking cranky.
Yeah, the thing about Jack Herrera is sometimes it gives you that clarity, and sometimes you start facing your demons, if that makes sense. You start overthinking things, and that's what causes the anxiety.
But I face my demon every morning when I wake up. She's right there.
Oh,
like,
did
I tried putting a pillow over her face once. It didn't work. I know. All I know is I woke up 2 days later with a black eye.
In the hospital.
Pretty much. Thank you, baby. Oh, had to get my coffee on. Been a long day. But no, I want to avoid the anxiety thing, and Jack Herrera is one of the only ones I know that does it. So I'm like looking at the levels of everything. I'm trying to figure out what it is that shoots the anxiety so freaking high so I can avoid it.
I would probably think it was a limonene.
Yeah, it might be in the terpenes. Like something in the fruits or like messing with, it might be too much or something that's spiking.
Yeah.
The terp is at 4.44, so I'm gonna check it out the next time I do a sativa. I'll let you all know how that works out.
Yeah, but give me a chance, brother. I'll look it up this week and see what it may be. I'm only making guesses. You know what I mean? I'm only making guesses. So, but I will look it up this week and see what's going on.
All right, thank you. I appreciate that.
Not a problem at all. And I believe as of showtime tonight, there is still no Speaker of the House. The vote for the Jim Jordan was taken yesterday and today. He fell short. 20 yesterday, 22 today. So it sounds like he's losing support. But what we do need to understand, and I see this, Hakeem Jeffries is still getting all of the Democrat vote, and he stops at 212. So to me, I think the Dems need to go try to convert some of these Republicans and get those 5 votes. Whereas, and if you folks know, here's a little civics lesson. you have to get the majority, which is 217 votes, which is basically, I want to say it's half plus one, something like that. And even though the Republicans have a slim majority, you need at least, if you want to be Speaker of the House, you have to be almost unanimous amongst the Republicans if the Republicans want to win. But if you've watched the vote, they dilute the vote every time. You can only afford to lose 4 votes.
Okay.
And
I'm sorry, I'm adjusting my level here on my.
no biggie.
I like it. Like I feel like I'm looking down, and it's like making me feel weird.
No worries. Yes, but there.
You can point the camera down just a little bit. We'll help you look. Just a suggestion. I'm offering. You know.
I was thinking he said it, but I was like, I said, watch Tony come in. But yeah, there's still no Speaker of the House. I believe this is going to drag on for a while, y'all.
Yeah.
Both sides, I don't like either side.
Isn't it like certain days that aren't we supposed to be at I know they give them 45 days or something like that.
Yeah, no, 45 days I think was the extension, but they can't vote on anything until there's a speaker. Gotcha. Even if they have the guy, I think they have like 3 days or something to get this done. If not, the person who is the sitting speaker will still have to take the job, but he still can't do nothing because he's not permanently. Yeah, and then they have to vote for that person to keep going in his temporary job or her temporary job, depending on what it is. I believe that from what I saw today, the MAGA head Republicans are now sort of like voting for themselves because they either don't want Jim Jordan up there or they're trying to say something. Because I'm sorry, you would think if they were talking in these back alley talks, he would have got more votes today. But he ended up getting less votes. So I don't know what's going on. They need to get it together. The rhetoric is funny. If it's a majority of Republicans in there, why are we blaming Democrats? I don't get it. Go ahead.
No, listen, it doesn't matter who in the majority. Everybody's always going to point fingers at everybody every time. Yeah. If they can't accomplish what they're trying to accomplish when they're the majority, they'll say it's somebody else's fault. And it's just always vice versa. It's never going to end. That's why I stay independent. When it comes to politics, man, come on. People are stupid.
Exactly. Now, this next thing, y'all, I'm going to let you know, I want to say I am pro-humanity. I am anti-death. I do not want anybody to die or be killed. And before we get started on this, I do want to say our thoughts and prayers go out to everyone involved in this Israeli and Palestinian conflict going on now. It's really hard because we see it every day, and I'm gonna say some few things and you can take them how you want it, but it's okay to support Palestine and not support Israel, and you are not going to be anti-Semitic. This is not about religion. This is about oppression. Yeah. Okay. Absolutely. It is okay. I will sit up here all day long and denounce Hamas and what they've done. But on the same token, I'm going to denounce what Israel is doing also. Okay? They need to come together. The news needs to show both sides, because understand this, y'all. If y'all want a real lesson of how colonialism leads to genocide, most definitely you're getting it real time. These people are live streaming genocide, and you folks are, and a lot of folks out there are saying they deserve it. Okay? And it's the gaslight for me. It's the gaslight. And me as a member of a marginalized community feels that Israel has some nerve to claim to be oppressed, yet run what I could only call one of the largest concentration camps in the world. And Israel has a right to defend itself, but so does Palestine. Okay? And like I said, I am pro-humanity, but I am also pro-freedom. And I'm going to let you know it's different how they did this, because if you understand what happened here in the U.S. after the Civil War, they tried to crush Black folks and people of color. They've actually stepped it up, because now we are in an age where we have the U.S. and Great Britain trying to tell the world, oh, this isn't about colonialism. This is about a group, a terrorist group that wants the death of all Jewish people. And I can't speak to what Hamas is, but I can only see by what I see by the Palestinians who are out here saying they just want to exist. And I, as a Black man, could understand that. They just want to exist in a world where they don't have to be bothered, where they don't need to show their ID, where they can move freely from their country to wherever they want to go. Imagine living on a beachfront property or a beachfront where you can't go fish to feed your family because the Israelis have said you can't fish. Imagine that if you are upset, if the Israeli government is upset, they will cut electricity and water and other services to your area. Imagine that, people. And then imagine when you build things to keep this from happening, the soldiers come in and tear it down. I mean, like when they tried to go solar, they come down and they tear down the solar stuff. They want to build running water to their homes. The soldiers will destroy the pipes. For what reason? What it reminds me of is when the New Americans started putting Indians on reservations. They put them out in the most errant land they can find and said, go ahead and survive. And that's why I resonate with the Palestinians. And like I said, just because I want a free Palestine doesn't mean I'm anti-Semitic or want all Jewish folks dead. I just want the fighting to stop. I want the Palestinians to be treated as citizens of this planet, as humans. And once they do that, trust me, Hamas will go. Hamas is like their lesser of two evils, okay? Because Hamas is still taking care of them. And I'm not supporting Hamas. I'm just saying that is the government in charge right now, okay? And a lot of Palestinians don't like it, but they're the ones that are keeping, albeit I don't agree with their methods, but they are keeping what existing Palestinians there are. They're trying to keep them alive. But I'm going to say this, that hospital shit, that road shit, that was very, very uncalled for. You don't tell somebody this is the safe route, and then you bomb that safe route because you said you saw terrorists in a group of people that was moving in a group the way you told them to move. You don't bomb a hospital where people are trying to get help. You are bombing every day, people. And go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm getting. Go ahead.
I know you're getting off on a tangent. I feel very much. I agree. I don't think that me saying Free Palestine is anti-Semitic. I do feel like the coverage has been one-sided. I feel like I just feel like I mean we can go back in the history of this isn't new. They've been doing this for 75 years, or even longer than that. They say it's their land. They say it's their land. Both have valid arguments. I'm not even gonna but it's like you occupy most of the land. You have the support of the U.S. Who's very complicit in what's going on in this genocide that I think what I call genocide. And it's like you have the strength, you have the army, you have the backing, and I mean, I feel like what's going on there is it's illegal. These are war crimes you guys are committing at this point, and the U.S. is very complicit in this. Like it is. You are. All those bombs on there that were made in Philadelphia. Every day. I know Sean King is very polarizing for a lot of people. But his coverage on actual what's happening in Palestine right now, it's heartbreaking. Like every time I go on there, I'm in literal tears because it's like what you said. They're telling they're literally calling these people, okay, this is a safe route for you to leave out of, and then once they get them all in one place, this is literal human extinction going on right in front of our eyes, and we can say that Israel has a right because they have a right to defend there, but I mean it's like beating up somebody already down on the ground. It's
exactly.
Like keep stomping on somebody who's already dead. It's illegal at this point. And for the coverage to be primarily for the side of Israel. Well, because the U.S. and Israel are allies. We're allies, and most of those stations are owned by Jewish people. So of course the coverage is going to be one-sided, and a lot of them are speaking out against what's going on. Like Ali Velshi on MSNBC, I think they wound up letting him go, but the people were out, cried out about it and responded. But you can't. That's not fair. You need to. I do understand that there are both sides, and again, I only know the history that I know. But I know it's been going on for thousands of years. And this isn't all Israelis. This is a specific the Zionists. This is a specific sect of Israelis that are doing this. Yeah, a specific sect. And I don't think that Hamas finally standing up and saying that, well, you guys keep doing this. This is a classic case of the oppressed becoming the oppressor. You can't even talk about Jewish culture without talking about the Holocaust. Everybody bringing up the Holocaust and all of this. So you're doing the same exact shit. How are you not doing the same shit to these people? It's the same. You're trying to extinguish these people
from existing.
They have a right to exist because just somebody said something in a book, that we don't even, all in a religion. Believe what you believe.
Go ahead.
But it's like and for Biden to not decry that, like half the time I'll be forgetting Biden's our president now. That's how out of the loop I am. But just to stand there and enable that kind of behavior and be complicit. Nobody outside this country likes this fucking country. And when they start bringing in bombs over here and doing, we don't have the allies we think we have anymore.
Yeah,
we bullied everybody. We pissed everybody off. Nobody likes the U.S. anymore. Like when they start talking shits over here, I don't want to hear nothing because we've been complicit in some of the extinguishing of a lot of, I don't know if I'm sounding treasonous or whatever, because I don't know if they're gonna come knock on my door.
No, but it is complicity. It's complicity, and you gotta understand that today he didn't announce. I don't know if he announced it during his speech in Israel, but he does. He said he does say there's money earmarked to help those who want to escape Palestine. Understand, they're not trying to escape Palestine. They are trying to escape the Israelis.
Yeah.
They have nowhere to go, people. They're surrounded.
And then you say Hamas was the one that bombed their own hospital. Like, come on now. Like, stop playing in our faces.
Let's be clear. One thing we do know about any type of war or any type of conflict is that there are places you do not bomb, such as schools, places of worship, and hospitals. And at these hospitals, I know, I don't know if it's Geneva Convention or is it war law, but the doctors and nurses have to help anybody who comes in there, whether they're the terrorists or they are the other side.
That is insane. That is like the lowest of the low. Like you're the worst at, like, and that you're worse than Satan. Like if you could do that, if you could block these people's waterways, if you can tell them that they could leave and then bomb them while they're trying to leave. These are so many. I've seen so many kids blown up. This man was walking around screaming with 2 bags. What was in those bags are his son's remains, whatever they could find.
Yeah.
Like one was looked like it was a bunch of liquid and one had an arm in it. Like what is? It's inhumane. It's genocide. You're literally trying to kill these people.
And what doesn't help is the shadow banning also of Palestinians, as well as the boosting of Jewish folks who remind me, y'all remember when Maui was on fire and you had all those Americans talking about, how can you tell me not to go to my own country? I'm getting the same attitude with people who are live streaming from Israel, talking about, oh, I don't feel safe. What don't you feel safe about? I mean, because from what I said, there's no ground troops. There's no Hamas ground troops heading into Israel anymore. This is a full-on occupation of the Gaza Strip by Israel. And
houses, apartments, people can't even get out and get their children are shell-shocked. Like babies are just, their parents are gone. I've seen fathers in tears on the floor pulling their hair out. Like I've seen mothers, like I've seen doctors finding out when they're given finding out in real time that their kids or their son was brought up, didn't survive. Like I've seen way too many more dead bodies that I ever want to see in a lifetime.
Exactly.
But you have to kind of watch it just so you can understand that. I'm sitting here. I mean, I'm struggling as an American too, but I'm sitting here in the comfort of home. And I can go to sleep tonight. And my kid can go to sleep tonight. I just imagine not being afraid can you imagine just not knowing when the bomb is coming from? Like you don't know where to go. You don't know. There's no food, there's no water, there's no electricity, there's no means to, they're blockading any means to, like, I would be I would feel so helpless. Like I seen this little boy crying with a backpack talking about he don't want to die. Like that right there just like sent me. Like that is insane that you are okay. That people are okay with doing it. You know, and I know all's fair in love and war or what have you. But that's just a different type of low to me. And I feel like none of us are exempt. If y'all could do that to those people, then what's stopping you from doing it to us?
Well, we're just they are doing it to certain people.
Yeah, they are. They're doing it to us, and you know, systematically. But you know, just outright, just bombs away. We just finna bomb y'all. That's it.
Exactly.
And what can we do?
Yeah, exactly. And we can talk about this all day, y'all, all night. But like I said, our prayers and thoughts are with all who have been affected by this, and to certain people who are complaining because they can't get a flight out of their country. Imagine somebody who can't leave their home and it's smack dab in the middle of a fucking bombing zone. Think about that.
Like the bombs fall down around you. You don't know where. You don't know if you next.
Yeah, so think about that. And like I said,
my heart goes out to them. Palestine, I stand with Palestine. I want them to free Palestine. I know we got our own worries here in this country, and it's very hypocritical that y'all giving all this aid to everybody but the people that live in your country, and that's another reason why nobody fucking respects the U.S. no more. Like
exactly.
So we definitely have to deal with the allegiance we used to.
Exactly. So let us know how you feel about the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Leave a comment. I don't care if you choose sides. It's okay. I respect your opinions. I'm not how I feel is not up for debate. So I'm not here to debate anyone. I'm just letting you know how I feel. So there's no reason to question it. There's nothing. If you feel a certain way, you are entitled to feel that way the same way I am.
Come tell us.
Yeah. Yeah. Either way, y'all, it's going to go that way. Also yesterday, folks, Worthy, Jada Pinkett Smith's new book did hit the shelves. I got the Audible book. I'm about 4 hours into it. And right now, it's pretty much just Jada describing her childhood, which as a Gen Xer seems like your normal childhood, growing up in the late 70s, early to mid 80s. I feel I think this is the part of the book where she is trying to get people to relate to her. Or relate to her childhood experience. Didn't hear much trauma yet in her life, but right now we're just now getting into her older teenage years. So, but I haven't heard any of the bombshells that people say are in the book, but there are some things that made me realize that there might not be people. There's people. Some of the stuff they release saying that are in the book is false. The book does shine on a few things that I felt like if you read the book or read what they had released, you would have got it. Like the fact she did talk about how her and Will were not in a good space, and just touched on it, just briefly how they touched on it. Because they talk about how she got there, and also there is a part in the first part of the book, she explains how she wanted to take her own life one day.
So you say not that aren't true. Like, is it like specific? Like what can we expound on that?
Like there's been things saying like certain things between her and Tupac that didn't occur. Now I'm gonna say this, and I'm not trying to spoil it. She said during when she was trying to find a way to heal herself, she did take a trip to Cuba for some spiritual guidance. And I was like, well, did she go down there to talk to Tupac Mama? You know, I don't know. It's just something that sort of struck me when I heard her say it. She said she had went to Cuba. She had actually it was sort of an emphasis on it that made it stand out, if that makes sense. But so far, folks, I'm not hearing the toxicity that you said was in it, like her saying she never liked Will, or she never liked any of his movies and things like that.
Yeah,
those type. When I talk about untrue rumors, that's what I'm talking about. I still try to, the whole drug dealing thing. I don't know, but everybody is trying to paint her out as a liar prior to reading the book. Jada's not my favorite person, but one of the main reasons I want to read is because I want to hear her say it. The audio book is actually narrated by Jada, so it actually gives the words a little bit more power, in my opinion, because now you have the author herself telling you this story. So it's good so far, y'all. I suggest the audiobook so you can actually hear it in Jada's voice. I do say have a open mind. And I'm going to tell you this because I'm going to tell you why I actually ended up buying it. Because if y'all remember about a month or so ago, the young lady got hit with the brick and people were saying there was something else involved. You know, it caused a debate. And when I see, and I'm going to say it because sometimes I don't know, when I see a white woman get on here and bash a black woman, that tells me that there's a whole lot of bullshit going on because men just use this as fodder on their podcast, bro shit, so they can clump Jada with the rest of these problems that they supposedly have with women. And
you get done.
No, go ahead, please. Come on, go ahead.
I think a lot of men are, especially the red pill social media is mad at Jada is because you go on these sites and you ask, well, what exactly is she saying bad about him?
Yeah.
Does she not have the right to express her side of things? You know, and I can tell y'all only hear what y'all want to hear because Will had a book a couple of years out and he said the same shit. You know, he said the exact same things. We came to a point in our marriage where it wasn't marriage anymore. You know, but we didn't know how to present that to the public.
Yeah.
So this is the decision that we made. And my thing is, Will is sticking by, or I mean, I did question like, well, what was the point of the red table talk, or what was the point of you slapping Chris Rock? I mean, I kind of get the because at the end of the day, that's still the mother of his children.
Yeah.
But still, she could have been a little bit more. I guess looking at it from another way, she kind of made herself emotionally unavailable. At that point, or emotionally disconnected herself with the incident by saying,
yes,
well, he shocked me when he said, wife. Like we all know, as far as we know, y'all still married, man. So that one kind of threw me a little bit. But as far as all this other stuff that everybody's, I feel like if you don't like her, you just don't like her. I feel like Will are poly, and they've been poly for a long time.
Yes,
and they've probably been separated longer than than what
they've been non-monogamous.
Yeah,
but hearing
so it's a fucking problem. Like, but it's Will's a man, so he can nobody bats an eye, But I think when women start to do these things, or when women are coming out and saying, well, now it's like, did you ever love Will, or did you ever, you don't respect him, or so Will's clearly still there. He knew what was in the book. He doesn't have an issue with it. He hasn't really spoken on anything about it, but they're not together anymore. Like, I feel like maybe he can consider a little bit more than he has. But like I just feel like you know, like if he doesn't have an issue with it, then why is Stephen A. Smith spitting in the microphone or spitting in the camera, you know, about it, talking about he's, you know, you're embarrassing him and his legacy. He's a grown ass man. You're a grown man.
Exactly. The only thing I got out of this, go ahead. Yeah. The only thing. What I got out of this when she said her and Will had been separated, I wasn't surprised. It sort of proved my point that the red table talk was them actually making fun of the public, if you ask me. I think they got on there. Yeah, they got on there and acted it out. They knew what had happened. When I first heard that August Alsina had said that shit, the first thing I said is that Will might say, you better control your hoes. Your hoes out here doing dumb shit. And understand, when I say hoes, I mean male or female. Hoes are an equal opportunity shot to me. August Alsina got in his feelings, and now that we know that they were separated, now I understand why August Alsina was probably upset.
Feeling some type of way, because it's like, well, I know you guys are separated. What's stopping y'all from, you know, what if I want to move on to the next level in the relationship with you?
Yeah.
I can't, because, you know, you still carrying, you know, you still locked in with him, you know, so I get it now. And I also saw a TikTok where they said that Will and Jada, you know, Louisiana is big on, everybody in Louisiana knew that they were coming down back in the 90s. They were coming back down there. And back when it was all secret and going to them clubs and stuff like that, them little hole in the wall, like the green doors and shit like that.
And that's
so that's nothing new.
Yeah. And on a side note, in regards to August Alsina, this actually makes him look worse to me. Because now you knew what happened, but now that makes me feel like you felt entitled to Jada since they were separated. It's giving me hope.
I feel like
it's giving me homosexual.
Go ahead. I
said it's giving me homosexual, you know, because August Alsina been drifting lately. So,
well, I just feel like, you know, there might have been, because we got to look at the age dynamic too. You know, obviously Jada is much older than, and I don't want to blame it. I don't want to blame everything on age, but it's just certain experiences that she had that he hasn't had yet, simply by living longer. So, you know, I felt like maybe because she's the one that, you know, started popping out with him. So, I feel like you kind of maybe, you know, let him on a little bit, you know, kept saying, well, you know, Jay, we separated. Don't worry about him. He over there.
After I did a little dive, go ahead, Tony.
I'm sorry, I'll try to stay quiet about this whole thing. This is point blank and clear. Like you all said earlier, all three of them are adults, not just Will is an adult. All three of them are adults. This is what they chose. Yeah, this is what they chose. I feel like the public being nosy about it, and nothing to be shameful about being nosy about it since they're putting it there. But like you said, they kind of toying with the public. They know what the public wants, so they're just kind of delivering it. You feel me? That's why they've done been separated for a minute. But the whole thing is, hey, y'all gonna keep feeding into it. They're gonna feed you what you want.
But
so keep being nosy, but don't believe everything you see.
But I feel like I feel like maybe the public feels like there's an alienation too, because again, we didn't know this. Not like it was our fucking business, but you know, we didn't know this. My thing is, the only issue that I have a problem with when it comes to those kind of situations is if you guys are actually separated, legally separated, and you know, clearly living separate lives. What happens when you meet somebody and they want to move on with you, or they want to, you know, take the relationship further, you know, or to, then what, you know, like I can't. So, but you still,
I believe
with buddy, you know, like,
I believe they'll cross that
to the other people.
I believe they'll cross that bridge when they come to it.
Yeah. But it's almost 10 years. What are y'all waiting on? What the fuck are y'all waiting on?
No, hold on. because I have experience with this stuff. My wife and I are in an open relationship, and I've had girls that were, supposed to just be for fun and friendship and companionship, friends with benefits. In the
Yeah.
end, well, I always let them know what it was and where it stood. My question is, did Jada do that with Oxton? What's his name? Sorry, I know.
I believe she did. I believe she did.
Because Will did
Then
too.
that's on him. Then that's on him.
Will got Will's blessing, but so I don't know if the fault is on August for, just wanting to.
It goes back to what you said about age. It could have been just his age. Because
he's just young and he's probably in his 30ish now or third around,
I wouldn't say his age, but his maturity and understanding of the life.
Yeah.
He got less. Because the last girl I had as a friendship and friends with benefits, my wife and I both agreed it was time to cut her off because she wanted to keep going. Like she thought she could interrupt our lives. And that's what I see with him. It's like he wanted her, like you said.
Potential that's what I'm talking about. It's the potential of that happening in a relationship. You can't there's no cutoff for feelings. Like you can't just tell me, okay, well, yeah, I'm in a relationship, but we agree to see other people. And then all of a sudden y'all don't want to see me no more because, y'all figured out whatever the fuck y'all figured out. And now, that just out there on end like that. Like to me, that's kind of, I think that's where it can kind of get muddy. People really don't have understanding, and especially when it comes to matters of the heart, like, and you don't have the maturity level to understand, like, okay, well, for me, understand what I'm getting myself into, because it could all be all right. Well, cool, I'm all right, but then shit happens, feelings might change.
Exactly.
But see, and that's why I can't do another girl anymore in our relationship.
Because if
Amy was the last one. I couldn't do it after that. After that, it was too much drama, too much.
You just saying people name on the air.
People name who Amy. No, yeah, I'm gonna find out.
I ain't saying her last name or nothing like that. I'm just saying, and I don't care. I'll say it. Amy, you had issues. First of all, let me tell you something. This girl had a live-in boyfriend. She had like 3 or 4 other boyfriends, and then she was trying to make me a boyfriend when all I wanted to do was just have fun and be a friend and friends with benefits. You had enough boyfriends. What the fuck?
So
what the hell do you need me for?
Amy, if you hear this, if you hear this, Amy, come on the show.
What the fuck?
I want to hear your side. I
want to hear your side, Amy.
Bro, I'm gonna do that show from a different location because my wife will be in the camera more than me yelling at her. No, I'm good.
Lord, yeah.
I can have the conversation with her. My wife will flip the fuck out. She'll be like, "Look here, bitch."
Exactly.
Hey, it's not.
We don't want to hear all the
Damn. My boy trying to start World War III.
There's 2 sides to every story. I just want to hear it.
And then there's the truth.
You go look her up and email her. You ain't gotta bring her on the show. You trying to get somebody else killed with you? What the fuck?
Right. You trying to get Tony.
Let us know.
I gotta admit, when my wife gets mad, it is sexy.
Let us know how you feel about Jada's book and Jada Smith or their relationship as a whole. Her and Will Smith's relationship. Let us know in the comments how you feel about it. I'm telling you, my first thoughts on the book is it's going okay. It's building, and it's still keeping my interest. Right now, if I were to I would still recommend people read it. That may change as I get.
I would recommend people reading Will's.
Yeah, read Will's also. You'll actually believe that they're concurrent. And there was a couple of things being said about Will Smith. And Jada, and talking that they're both saying that they are trying to repair their relationship. That doesn't mean their marriage, y'all. That could possibly mean their relationship, how they feel about each other. This video that y'all see surfaced about Will, that video was filmed years ago, and it is public knowledge he told Jada that she is in charge of her own happiness, and he has retired from doing so.
Make her happy. Yeah.
Okay. And that doesn't mean he wishes her any ill will. He's just saying he is not going to make it a priority to make sure she's happy. And for somebody who can come out and say that, and for his wife to agree, hey, y'all, you got to just mind your own business on this one, y'all.
Yeah, so,
exactly. So let us know how y'all feeling. Exactly. Let us know how you feel in the comments, y'all. We had a lot of subjects here we was talking about. Got a quick spoiler alert here. I did have the chance to watch the movie Burial with Jamie Foxx and Tommy Lee Jones and Journey Smollett. It's streaming on Prime Video. I gave it 4.5 blunts. It is a very good movie. I didn't know who this Willie Gary guy is because it is inspired by true stories. And let me emphasize inspired. There is some creative license. When I found out, after I did my little deep dive on the movie, after I realized what was true and what wasn't true, I still like the creative license that was put in the movie. It gave us a good picture of what was going on. It gave it to us in simple terms. It gave us a villain. It gave us the courtroom drama we like in a courtroom movie. It gave us a little bit of comedy, threw in a little bit of social commentary in the movie also. Jamie Foxx and Tommy Lee Jones did excellent in their roles. I do believe Jamie might get a nod for this one. He might not win, but he might get a nomination for this one. Tommy Lee Jones, it was just textbook Tommy Lee Jones. I'm just going to say that.
Looking in the camera.
Yeah. The only thing is, even though Journey Smollett's role, and she played it pretty well, I felt unaffected by her. She seemed very one tone. She did seem a little bit on the stereotypical side of how we knew her character was going to be portrayed and how she acted. And the reason I say that is that although she did a good job at it, folks, I can see it just being one of those roles that I could have seen anybody play. Whereas when you see the other roles in the movie, it seems like these roles were built and written for those people. You actually see this Willie Gary guy in Jamie Foxx, almost like when you see him play Ray. You know what I mean? He don't look shit like Ray Charles, but you wouldn't know because he picked up everything about this man. Right. So let us know what you folks are watching. Leave a comment. What did come out that I want to watch? I can't remember what I wanted to watch this time. But I did see another movie that I'm going to watch featuring Tiana Taylor. I think it's called 1001, something like that. But I'm gonna definitely catch that. I saw the trailer. The trailer looked pretty good. So yeah, check that out pretty soon. I'm gonna definitely get that, y'all. That's streaming on Prime Video also. A little tip before I move on to the munchies. When y'all see star ratings, make sure you see how many people voted. I mean, we got some 5-star 2B movies out there, and only 3 people done watched it. That don't mean it's a good movie, y'all. I don't know what your threshold is, but if you got 4 to 5 stars, I'm gonna see how many people voted in that thing. And if it's less than 10 people who gave, and it's got 5 stars, yeah, I'm not going to. I'm not gonna really.
The percentage obviously is going to be.
Yeah, I'm not going to believe the hype. But most definitely, y'all, let us know what you're watching. Let us know in the comments. Go ahead, Tony.
No, listen. I don't care if it was only 3 people who gave it 5 stars. I'm going to watch it so that way I can talk so poorly about you and your judgments on my review when I give it 1 star like that.
Exactly. I just don't like my time being wasted. You know, I can't reclaim my time.
That's not a waste of time. Because now you're pissing those people off. It's fucking fun. Yeah. That is fun. That's time well invested, in my opinion. I'm here to piss everybody off. Fuck you.
God damn. He owned it tonight, y'all. But also, every Wednesday night at Roberto's Taco Shop, they have, I think it's $1.59 chicken tacos.
Do they?
At Roberto's. These chicken tacos. Yes. These tacos are pretty good, folks. And I gave it 4.5 blunts. They're basically, don't get me wrong, they're basically fried tacos. You know, it's a regular American style taco that's fried, and then it's cheese and lettuce and chicken. It is good. All right. It is good. I like it. Every Wednesday when we can't decide what we gonna go eat, that's where we going to eat. These chicken tacos, they're good, especially if you throw some of that green sauce on them. Throw some of that green sauce on them, man. They are the business. I gave it 4.5 blunts. Those are chicken tacos from Roberto's. Like I said, go on Wednesdays, because Wednesdays they are $1.59 a piece, with a limit of 10, I believe. So there's a 10 limit. So those are definitely there. What's your favorite go-to munchie, y'all? Let us know in the comments. Go ahead.
I got a favorite go-to munchies. See, I like chicken tacos too. But see, my tacos are about $50 a piece or more because it's chicken head tacos. Have you ever had chicken head tacos? That's bomb. I'm just saying.
Not publicly. I won't admit that publicly. I know, right? By not saying I was gonna say it publicly means I just said it publicly. But
right.
Most definitely, y'all, with all this stuff going on, if you are going through it, make sure you contact the Crisis and Suicide Helpline at 988. You can call or text. We'd rather talk with you than about you. This is even if you feel in anxiety and angst and just feeling emotional about this thing going on in Palestine. You know what I mean? In the Middle East, if you feel a way about that, and not just this issues that are going on, folks. I'm almost done, Tony. I'm not this issue that's going on, but anything. If you feel it's traumatic and it's just too much for you, get help, and it is okay to turn it off. It's okay to turn it off, folks. It's okay not to get involved in what's going on. What's going on, Tony?
I just want to give advice when you should not call these folks. Don't call them because you ran out of weed and you're just upset about that. They will just laugh at you and hang up. That I know that for a fact. Also, if your wife tells you no for the night, you can't call about that either. I tried.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, yeah.
Yeah, keep it serious, y'all. Keep it serious. And if you are involved in a situation where you need help because of domestic abuse, make sure you call the domestic violence hotline. That number is 888-799-7233. Get the help you need, folks. It is okay to want help. There are people out there who care, regardless of what we see on the TV nowadays. There are people who care and want to help. So get the help you do need. Man, I am nice and high. I hope y'all are too. We are your favorite under the influencers, the Aging Potheads. We are here every Wednesday at 7-ish p.m. on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. We want to thank everybody for watching and smoking with us. And we do hope to catch you next week where we'll probably have an update on everything. I do know there's some Blueface bullshit going on down between Blueface and Meg Thee Stallion. I'm going to get some eyes on that. Go ahead.
We can talk about blue balls too. I mean, I don't know how many people have issues with this.
Oh, Tony, you need to get paid soon. Paid and laid. But most definitely, y'all, thank you for watching and smoking with us. And until next time, like we always say, meditate and medicate. And until I see you next time, friends,